Good morning. Welcome to True Collector Part 1. Okay, so True Collector is exactly what it sounds like. There's a lot of influencers, obviously, on YouTube and other channels, and every now and then they talk about it, how different it is between now and 20, 25, 30 years ago. Um, the true collectors are no more. There's such a small percentage. And when I talk about true collector, I'm talking about people that collect because they like the player or just love to collect comics or sports cards or Pokemon or whatever it is they're collecting. And it doesn't matter what the cost is. If you look at what I have on my wall right here, a lot of these are only worth 3, 4, $5. The frames are probably worth more. Some of them are 20, 30 bucks, but it's not about the money. And I think we have lost that collector. Kids have more money and better cards and stuff than I do. You watch these shows, The National and all these other shows from the influencers. Their kids or other kids have $5,000 cards and stuff like that. It's like, what? Why does a 7 or 8 or 9 year old have a card like that, or mini cards like that? Like, what are we teaching our youth? That it's all about trying to make money, and that's what it is today. It's all about the money. Now, with saying that, obviously a lot of these people have the money to be able to do that. And they also have their collection. Their PC is what we call it. They have a collection that, they have, and they say, yeah, we collect too. Well, when you have that much money, you can get away with saying that. But I have money, but I don't want to spend my money on $1,000 and $2,000 boxes of cards and $1,000 cards. And, I just don't want to. I enjoy what I have. I like to collect certain brands, certain comics. I'm a huge Punisher fan. Certain things I collect. Like I said, a lot of stuff is not worth money. A lot of stuff is just not worth the money. But I like to show off, you know, what I do have. Like I said, some of these comic books might be worth $5, some of them might be worth $30. It's not about that for me. I think I'm a dying breed. I think it's been this way for a long, long time. I don't think there's hardly anybody that does it for 100% true collecting. I think it's 97.5% of people do not do that. I'm you know, I'm one of the few people, and I've been collecting off and on for 30, 35 years. Have I ever sold cards for more money in comics and bought things? Yeah, but it's very a low percentage. 5% of the time I do something like that. Maybe I finally find something that I've wanted for years, and I finally find it and I don't have the cash and I need to trade up or something, a couple comic books or cards. I will do that. I'll always do that. That's just different than, it's amazing to me. Am I jealous? It could be part jealousy. You never know. It could be that, but yeah, what are we teaching our kids? I mean, wow. I remember when I was young, my dad it was like a quarter to 30 or 40 cents a pack for tops. It was a quarter for a Dr. Pepper. And I'd go to the mini mall or whatever the heck it was called because I was on a base. And I would get cards, and I had like a shoebox, 800 count shoebox type thing full. And that was a lot of cards back then. I'm in my 50s. And that's all it was about. It was trying to put the set together, the top set. Pete Rose was still playing, George Brett and stuff like that. And all that changed in the 90s when grading came available, which we all know what maybe you all don't know. A lot of you probably have no idea why grading even came about. Grading, the original purpose of grading was so when you went in a card store, the card owner that was going to give you trade and or cash couldn't screw you over and say your card's not in great condition. So now when you get it, when you would send it in, it would come back a 10. There's no way they can argue. That's what it was all about. That's really what it was all about. It was more to help the person coming in. Oh, well, I see you have a raw one. Well, I have mine graded and it came back to 10, so mine's worth more than yours. Finally, the customer could come back in there and say, yeah, I got you this time type thing. Um, yeah, it's just interesting. And that's all changed heavily. That's all changed massively. Now a 10's not even mint. You got to get a gem mint or a gold or black label or now. And then what they did is to screw you over when you got the 10. Oh, well, there's too many of them that have come back at 10, so now yours worthless. They keep upping, they keep coming up with things to try to make the market stride, do well. I have 2 graded cards. I'm a Virgil Hill fan, boxing, and I got a Jefferson 10. That's it. That's all I own. Um, Not to say I won't own other ones, but I've never, ever, and I won't ever send in cards to gamble and hope that I get 10s because 9s are basically worthless, even though they're mint. You can't have a card, guys, that's more than mint. Mint condition means it's perfect. You can't have it. That's what we've made up. We've made up that now there's better than mint, which is a 10. Well, no, 9 was mint. It's just silly what we did. And the problem is it'll never reverse because there's too many people that know it that way. It's just like arguing about something else that's just too been around too long. You'll never stand the chance of winning the debate. But yeah, so this is one part. This is part 1 of True Collector. This is just showing some of the stuff I have. This is one room. It's actually a walk-in closet that I don't need. I have a 3-bedroom home. I'm single, so I don't have, a wife or whatever that would want this closet. So I turned it into a one of my collector rooms. I have a couple other collector rooms, and I will show you guys that sort of collectible, and I will talk around the same type of talk about that also. How those things are the same thing. Um, Hint, one is record albums, how, you know, you have a record album that the cover is better looking than mine, so yours is worth more than mine. We did it with everything: money, cards, comics, albums, figurines. It's just silly. So, yeah, part 1. Thank you for hanging around for the 8.5 minutes. I'll see you on part 2.